Okay, so I am evaluating Allison's balsamic, and before I did this. I mean, this is kind of the first video right now. I'm just kind of doing it kind of cold turkey, but I went and watched all the other reviews and read all the comments so that I'm not saying the same thing in a sense and expanding so much on it when you already know, when most people know exactly what is what the stuff that I've already said is saying. So I'm just going to kind of start up right now, and yeah. So I'm at the front screen where it has logo and it says play now. So um, expanding on what Allison had the review with um, Chris is instead of just having a play now, possibly because she said that she wanted to have the the game her to have the user be able to continue a game or have a game that they were last playing and continue from it. One easy way to do is instead of just a play now button right off the bat, you can have a new game, or you can have previous game, or last game or something like that, where basically it saves the last game if it's still in progress, because if you finished it, then it will consider it finished, and then that's it. But you could have it where it saves it if it's mid thing. You can have like a save button that saves the score, it saves the current stuff, and that will be your previous game. Or then it's do a new game, and where you click on it and then it starts it all over again. So I'm going to press the play now, and it says enter player's name, and again I do agree with Chris and them of having a how-to, because when I first did it, ran through it real quickly before this video. I was thinking, okay, this is a scoring app, but for what game? What card game? Because I got confused because it's like, okay, team one, team two, ooh, there's players' names, and then there's bids, and then there's tricks, and I'm like, what card game is this? So that's another thing too, is the how to would also, because I know you want to do multiple different ones, but on the first one, and you can have a how to of what card game you're doing, and it could have, I mean, because also too, it's like there's so many different card games that, I mean, there's also a lot of times where the card games, there's so many different card games, but there's also a lot of the same card games, but with just different names. So you can have like, this is how this one is like a how to of this card game, and these are the different names for it, and then how to real quick, and you can have a button that says to skip it if you've already played it. If it's all the people you already played it, you don't need to know the how to. You just skip it, and then it goes on to this player's names. So I'm at the players' names right now. Um, Another thing too is if you do want to have more people, I not more people, be able to handle all card games or anything. That was kind of, I remember seeing that with the evaluation with Chris, is that she wanted to have it. Allison wanted to have it for all card games and all darts and everything. Well, another thing for it is multiple people besides just four. Be able to, because I remember with my friends we played like 6 people at one portion, and we're playing like, I think it was like gin, and then or we're playing bunch of different card games where you keep score, or racehorse, or different card games with that. So another thing to add on, if you want to put it towards having to support any card game or any dart game or something like that, is be able to, instead of before player enter player names, be like number of players, teams, yes, no teams, blah blah blah, or who's on a team, everything. So I mean, that's kind of the deal. But obviously with this, you're planning that it's meant for 4 people. So I understand that. And again, yes, too, I do agree. A back button on that, and then also, yeah, and the X button could go for home, or it could just say finish game. It could just like prematurely finish the game. And because if people are like, yeah, I'm tired of this, because there's been so many times where our friends, we've gone through a game, or we're still in the middle of a game, we're just like, I'm tired of this game, this thing is boring now. So we continue. So anyways, I like how it has the play with, you can, I like how you can put the name of the people in there, and I do agree with Dr. Joseph, of having it where you could actually change where the people were like they're make it so that they're arranged around a table or something like that. So be able to change where the names are in relevance to the positioning that they are. And then bids, yes, you could possibly do bid. This is good to do bids. Um, you could also do it where instead of having a selection of 0, 1, 2, 3, you can actually have them bid, like punch in their own bid. I mean, that's another suggestion too. I mean, it's not that high on the list. It's and it's like that's I feel only for people who want to. We're like, oh yeah, these stakes are really high and everything. So it's like you can. It's not a big deal. It's very minor, and it's more of just a preference. So, but it's just a suggestion, something to think about. So I clicked on the bids and placed my bids, and then tricks again. It kind of just confused me when it said enter tricks, and I was like, what card game are we playing? So, but that's just it with that. Um, tricks, and then score at the end. Um, what you could do too is, I mean, if the tricks change over time, instead of having to put them to click on it and change it every time, you can have. I mean, I don't know what card game you're playing, and so that's why I'm just kind of like, okay. Um, you can have on each side a plus and a minus, which allows them to, if they get another trick or so, you can click it and you can just add it, so that they don't have to keep on pressing on. Oh, George got another trick, and you have to press on the thing and then click the 4. You can just be like, click, okay, you got one more, done, and then move on to the next thing. So that'd be another thing too, is instead of having just squares, you have squares with pluses and minuses on each side. You just be like, click, 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 and add in the numbers that you want. Same with all the other stuff too, if you really wanted to. It's because if someone just scores 1 point and you're just like, I mean, it's just more of just fastness, especially if it's a game that's meant to be really fast, but there's scoring involved. You want, I mean, because a lot of times, a lot of people they like the games that are really fast and fast paced because they have to think really fast and on their feet, and then you can quickly score and stuff like that. Though I can understand that there's some people that are like, oh, I like the slower games that keep score, but it's more of a thinking than of just speed and reaction. So anyway, so I go to the scoring, and then it tallies it up and everything. And yes, as Dr. Joseph has said, instead of just next round, you could just say you could actually have the option of finish or next round, which each of them, like when you click finish, it'll say the winner is this person. And if you click next round, it says the winner of this round is this person, or whoever's in the lead. It'll put up a leaderboard. It's like this person's in the lead and this person. It's like this person on the top, second, third, fourth, yada yada yada. So you could do that, and then also too, if you click next round, it'll keep score for which round you're on too. So that's another thing. Click the winners are John and George, and then and um, and also too, if you do the winners are this person, you can always just give the option of home or new game, and it'll just immediately start up a new game. So that would be another thing too, because if people are playing and it's like only 3 rounds, and they're like, "Oh, great, I love that game. I want to play it again," and you're like, "Okay, cool. Just start up a new game, shuffle the cards, and you're good to go." So, other than that, I mean, this is pretty. I mean, it's just. I mean, mainly it's more just minor stuff, of too. Again, I mean, similar with mine. Mine was a lot of minor stuff, but people actually did not mind. Realize that I got the general concept of what I wanted to do. It was just minor things that I was missing because I overlooked it because of the fact that I was trying to get the broader sense instead of nitpicking a lot. Which is, I mean, this is actually a good setup for it, but obviously just little things. I mean, nothing too ridiculous. I mean, back button is a major thing, but again, I forgot to have a back button on mine and a home button on mine, so I can't really speak too much for it. But other than that, I mean, it's a good idea, and it's a nice start for it. You just get a good foundation, and then you can just kind of build up from there. And just kind of suggestions that I have are mainly just kind of minor ones. It's just for trying to make it so that it's faster for the user, or instead of be like, I mean, it's like make it more more make it so that the user understands exactly what's going on, and make it so that the user can input stuff as fast as they can, so they can continue on with the game. So that was kind of what I was thinking on in terms of this evaluation. And I'll probably review this video again and write those down and everything. Okay, this is my video for the evaluation of Allison's. I'm guessing it's called Score With Me, but or just her scoring now. Okay, see you guys later.